Good morning. We can move on to the next slide. This is a quote from Martin from Jesus' message. And you don't need me to tell you today, because we know that people are struggling to pay their bills. We know that people are skipping meals, that they're unable to pay for the bare essentials in life. That the war over the last year in Europe has led to rising energy bills and increased uncertainty, that real income has been falling for all. We know that those who are unemployed struggle the most, but we also know that those who are in jobs struggle financially as well. If we move on, we also know that the church has a role. We're part of the mission to respond to the human needs we see around us and to face up to that injustice, to act justly, to love those and point people to the support that they need in our communities. To walk humbly and see God working deeply among those that He cares. He cares for every person. And we know that we are part of the community that needs to enable all to flourish in whatever circumstance they face. We know that our churches and our clergy in Suffolk have been at the front line of helping people at this time. We want to share some examples in a minute of all that's been happening across Suffolk. We've been sharing some of those stories in the media, in e-news, on the website. And we've been using the website to signpost people to some of those different sources of support. Some of those are things such as warm rooms. We know many are in our churches and buildings around the county. Top-up shops, porch pantries, the pushchair pit stop. Meeting those needs where we see them, but also helping people in the longer term to get on the right footing in life. Things such as CAP or Citizen Advice Bureau, those kind of organisations. So we want to help people in the short term, but also those in the longer term, to sustain them and to give them hope at the church. And so today we're going to have 3 examples of what we are doing across the county. One in a rural setting, one in market town, one in an urban setting. I'd like to ask Linda to come up now and share with us about what we're doing with that.
Thank you for asking me to share some of the work that we're doing serving God in our community in the Barrow Benefice. Just to give you a background, Barrow Benefice is a very rural, 5 parishes. We're west of Bury St Edmunds, a mix of socio-economic groups and a huge number of pockets of deprivation. Our community project runs mainly in our 2 larger villages, which is Risby and Barrow. And there we have a combined population of around 6,000 people. We probably do nothing different from other parishes in the land. Our focus is offering a range of support that includes food, warmth and funding. We seek to serve our communities with the love of Christ, responding to need in practical ways and working collaboratively with various groups in the villages with whom we have a really good relationship. The parish council, our good neighbours, the over 60s, the school particularly, and various other groups. And being in a rural setting, many people here cannot access food banks easily. Some of them can't drive, get out, have a huge number of complicated issues at home. So our own arrangement here in the village means that we can cater for those people. And we don't even have to travel to town. We will even deliver to them locally. So we have 5 strands in our programme. The first is our community pantry, which is available in Risby and Barrow, and we offer food and we offer warm clothing. And the drop-off point there also for the village is in Barrow. We have the village shop, so people can buy the food in the shop, shop it in the shop, and we'll come and pick it up and take it to our food pantry. The other one, we've got some warm rooms. We have one in the pub and one in the village hall. We also run a very popular monthly breakfast where people can eat a hearty, full English breakfast with no charge. And if they want to donate money, that's great. And we feed up to 50 people on Saturday mornings once a month. We also offer slow cookers and microwaves for people finding cheaper ways to cook. And invariably, I have to show them how to use them. This is where we're at. And I'll buy them some chicken and vegetables and get them going so they know how to use a slow cooker. We also have a hardship fund that's available for emergencies, and people generally access that through our church school. And we don't ask questions, and we don't even know who they are. This is something that the school will actually work on with us. All our work is self-supporting. People donate food and clothing. Our finances are raised through donations, mainly from our monthly breakfast, but also from our mums and tots groups. So the money goes back into the village. It comes from the villages and it goes back in. We also have a good relationship with local businesses who have given us grants. So not everything has proved successful. The warm rooms aren't really going very well, but anything to do with food, and that's really good. We love solid dish breakfast, so if you are passing Barrow the first Saturday of the month, do come and join us. But the scheme has meant that the church here is recognised as a place which supports and loves its community. We serve our community the way that Christ would wish us to do, and we plan to continue to do that in the future as well. Thank you.
Morning, everyone. A lot of kind of common threads here. So I currently serve as rector in Beccles Parish, 5 churches, 1 parish, and we've got a huge amount going on. It's been going on for a long time. So our food bank began 17 years ago, but now runs twice a week in one of our churches. One part of it, where part of the parish is a council estate, and we serve a lot of these projects in and through that church building, but they're supported by the parish as a whole. So Food Bank's been going for 17 years and also runs in the local Methodist URC church as well. We're part of Waverley Food Bank for that. But there's a list of other things that have happened here. So this morning, every Saturday morning for the last 2 years, and we've been running a pop-up shop and a parish pantry, and alongside that a community cafe where people can get free bacon rolls. We're reaching around 150 to 200 people a week. And that's people collecting food, coming for breakfast, or using the food bank. It's trebled the increase has in recent months of the users that need our support. There's other things there. Food in school holidays we do as an ecumenical project. We make packed lunches every Wednesday throughout the summer holidays. And that involves a range of people. And again, we're delivering those, and they're being collected for around about 100 families every Wednesday during the school holidays. We've done that for 2 years, and that's running again. One of our most successful things has been our uniform bank. A parent said to me a few years ago, 3 years ago now, I just cannot afford to buy the uniform for my kids to go to high school. She had 2 going at the same time. I've got a discretionary fund. I found the money for her to buy the uniform. But from that, I thought we need to do something else. So talking with one of my amazing church wardens, and much of this is underpinned by 2 excellent church wardens, we set up a uniform bank where we asked for uniform to be donated in May and June when people are going to stop using it or they've outgrown it. That's all then washed, repaired, packaged by a range of people from across the congregation. Some of the older ladies in our congregation are very involved in doing the washing and the preparing. And then we open up 3 or 4 days during the summer holidays and people come and collect uniforms for free. And then we're doing that, this year we're doing that in the Easter holidays as well. Really well received, making such a difference to lots of fun. I've had people in tears when they've been on the receiving end of that. We do an exchange of furniture and white goods. Now we don't store all these in our church building, although people have tried to. But if people are looking for something, we try and make sure we can find it for them. And then there's some really practical things that I'm involved in, and one of my church wardens is that we really help people fill out benefit forms. It happens an awful lot. Probably 2 or 3 times a week, one of us are doing that. or speaking to a utility company because they just can't cope with having those conversations. So we do it on their behalf. It just happens. Can we just put the next slide on? Thank you. So you see that's the team doing the food school holidays there. I think this is what I want to really stress. There are people out there who want to work with us, and we partner extremely closely with some of the team from East Suffolk District Council who are there and want to work with the church. So if you're not already engaged with your community support officer in a council, in a district council, get a conversation with them. We work really hard with them, and it's a really fruitful partnership. They will find us money and other resources, and they come and have their conversations in our spaces because we've got the people coming to us. And we've been really well supported by funders. I am constantly amazed and blessed at people who want to see what we're doing and want to give us money to make it continue. There are people out there who have got money and want to help in the way they can, and we're doing the practical things they want to support them financially. So we see that in the Beckles area through local business, through councils, through different trusts, through individuals. The generosity of supermarkets, and I know our supermarkets across the county support lots of different things we're doing as a church. I just wanted to end with one story of a single mum called Sabrina. Sabrina has been coming to our pop-up shop for about a year. And last year she was going through a separation that was really messy, and I was involved with both her and her partner in that. They didn't reconcile, they're not back together, they've got 2 kids, but they're co-parenting now. Sabrina's been being supported by the pop-up shop and food bank, and coming for breakfast with her children every Saturday morning. She was telling me last year about how she was so stressed and worked up and depressed about the breakup. And I said, let me pray for you. And she said, oh yeah, thank you. So I started praying. She said, no, don't pray now, but will you pray for me? So I did. I promised her I'd pray for her. In December, I sat with her and her girls, and her mum was with her, and she was telling me something else. She's taken on a part-time job. And she said, will you pray about that, Rich? And knowing what the last experience was, I said, yeah, of course I'll pray for you. She said, no, will you pray now? And then she turned up to our carol service with all her family. And I said, I'm absolutely thrilled to see you, as were the team of volunteers, thrilled to see her there. And she said, well, why wouldn't I? This is my church. And I could list lots of stories like that. I say to all of my amazing team of volunteers, this is evangelism in action. They love people, they care for people, they get their hands dirty, they work extremely hard, and they are blessing individuals, and they see that, and in that, people see the love of Christ. So that's what we do. And while I'm up here, I want to do one plug. This parish is looking for a new rector. Pray for them, or talk to me if you're interested. I'm looking for Lawrence. There's Lawrence. Lawrence will come talk to us.
Somehow I gave myself the longest route to walk. Everybody. I'm here this morning to talk about the Ipswich top-up shops. You will have heard mention of the Inspiring Ipswich presentation. It's normally easy to say what the Ipswich top-up shops are not. We're not a food bank, and that is something that resonates constantly through every conversation that we have. What we are is a collaboration of churches from Ipswich, currently running at 11, and somebody else is now expressing interest in opening another one. The top-up shop is very similar to what we've already experienced in other areas, and as the previous people speaking have been talking about what they're doing, I'm thinking, well, I can cross that off because I was going to mention that. So we're doing all sorts of things, primarily based around food, primarily based around people coming in, non-referral, no qualifying criteria, just coming, and some cases just being. Not necessarily coming for the food, but coming for the communities that have grown out of nothing. The pandemic obviously hit people very, very hard. And what we discovered was that there was a desperate need for community. People that were in isolation that were being told, you cannot meet people, you cannot go out, were coming out to get food and had an opportunity to share what was happening. An awful lot of pastoral work was happening during the pandemic. But as we grew out of the pandemic and our response to what we had experienced, we realised that in front of us was burgeoning communities that we've had nothing to do with. People are coming to see each other, so they want to come to church to see each other. Not church as we perhaps see it, but church as they live it. All these communities in their own right, seeking help when needed, seeking support where required. We created a team to pull ourselves together and brand ourselves as the Ipswich top-up shops. There's a QR code there. If you flip that with your phone, you go to the website. What we also have, as well as the food, we have wraparound care, as we call it. So for instance, at Triangle, where I'm the minister, we have debt advice. We have a benefits coach. I can resonate with what you said about form filling. I spend half my time form filling. I have now, through speaking to the council, come across somebody whose job it is to form fill. And when he said, "Would you like me?" I was, "Yes, I would." And there he is. And bless his heart, he sits and he fills out forms. And just to echo what has been said, there are people out there that want to help us. It's no longer a stigma to be church. In actual fact, it's a bonus, and it gives us an authenticity because we've been shown what we can do through the pandemic. So we have debt advice. We have a lady in our top-up shop who's a hairdresser. Once a month she cuts people's hair. She's cut mine regularly, as you can see. We also slow cooker. We started off giving away slow cookers. People said, "I don't know how to use a slow cooker." So we now have a course, a slow cooking course. I managed to secure funding whereby week 1 you are given a slow cooker. It's yours to keep. But then the next 4 weeks, we learn together, travel a journey, how to use a slow cooker. I've been learning a lot, but it's about community. It's about pulling people together. And again, a similar scenario, somebody starts the journey of slow cooking and then says to me, "Do you know what? I need to know more about this God thing. How can I do that?" Which then leads us on to now we are running a Hope Explored course. Some of our other top-ups are running alphas. Some are running start. But this has been from a perspective of people asking us, asking what we are about, why we do what we do. And just finally to pull together, everything that we do is focused upon Christ. And our sole aim is to serve Christ in the heart of our communities. And the way we do that is by serving our communities with the heart of Christ. Thank you.
Thank you to Linda, to Rich, to Lawrence for sharing. That's so encouraging. I'm guessing that we're running out of time. So I'd recommend over coffee in a few minutes that you continue to discuss your experience, to share with each other, to encourage each other. I just like to end by one thing and sharing. The other day I drove to a village in the middle of the county, and I reached my destination, and 3 to 4 minutes, no exaggeration, I was still driving through the same village. And there were only 400 people or so in this village. Some of our communities are widely dispersed, and sometimes the church is the only place, the only building that will provide a porch pantry or can provide a walled space. So we are at the heart of the community, so I encourage you, whatever size we are, that we do make a difference. So please continue to pray. Please continue to commit ourselves to supporting the vulnerable and those who are in hardship. Let's be political. Let's share and partner with organisations that we know want to help. And let's continue to contribute in a positive way to the current cost of living crisis that we're experiencing.